Yo, what's going on? Space Kong here. For those of you who don't know, last week down at PAX West there was a talk about the new update coming to ESO. This would be the 12th update and would be called 1 Tamriel. It's already been released on a player test service for the PC. So with that said, let's jump straight in. Okay, so all PvE and questing zones will no longer have levels. Instead, it will be scaled up to Champion 160 like they did in the previous DLC. Yeah, personally I think this is much better because then you can hang out with your friends. Doesn't matter what level or alliance you are. And you can always do quests with them, and well, you get experience everywhere now. So instead of like helping your friend out doing a low level quest and not getting anything, now you all get something scaled to your level. Yeah, it's a lot better, I think. Same goes for resource nodes as well. Say if you got Champion 160 and your crafting was 50, then you would have 100% chance of getting Rebedite, whereas if you had Champion point 160 and you only had level 1 in your crafting, you'd have a 50% chance of getting Rebedite or iron ore. One of the questions to come up in the Q&A, they did bring up a good point, saying that if you wanted to craft armor for a low level character, how would you farm it? Because if it's all scaled to your level, how would you get the lower level materials? And well, the team basically answered back saying, well, you can get the low level materials. What they're going to do is put it in the crafting writs. So say if you complete a writs, then they'll give you like a large amount of lower level crafting materials. But I can still see a problem with that, because you might not get the material you want all the time, and crafting writs you can only do daily, so it's going to be very slow, and that could affect the prices of the lower level materials. They might become more expensive because the more rare they are. So I could see that being a bit of a problem, but they did also say that if it does become an issue, they might change it later on, where they have it that you buy it from a vendor, or they might make it easier to access it in a different way. But we'll see how it goes. It might work out well in the end. Craglorn's also getting revamped as well, so they're going to scale it up to the Vet 160 champion points, just like all the other zones really. But they're also going to add a new thing where it's not going to be as hard as it was, so solo players will be able to complete it as well. And then there's also other quests designed for 2 or more people, which could be done rather than having to have a group of 4 people just to do the whole quest, because it's hard to find people in your alliance who are around the same level as you as well to complete it. So at least with 1 Tamriel, everyone's the same level, so you don't have to worry about finding a group or anything, because everyone's going to be in the same area, which ultimately makes the game a lot smoother. Another question came up as well in the Q&A about the Cadwell's gold and silver and how that'll work, and will it still be there in the new update? And the answer is yes, it will be, but it's not going to be gold and silver now. It's going to be based on if you've completed the main quests in that area. So it doesn't matter what order you do it in, it goes by the quests that you do. So you still get the motives for doing the silver, what you would do for the silver, those quests, and what you would do for the gold quest line. You would still get the helmet for that. Well, I'll say helmet, it's a fucking teapot, so yeah. Anyway, on to dungeons. Dungeons. Yeah, and there's no longer going to be gold and silver for that either. So they're kind of like stripping all that shit away. So instead, what they're going to do is, instead of having your daily gold and silver and only being able to do 2 dungeons, they're doing 6 dungeons a day, 2 normal, 2 for the gold, and then they're going to do their own separate one for DLC. So rather than having that annoying fucking DLC thing where you go most of the week doing the normal dungeons, and then when it goes onto the DLC part of the rotation, then people who don't have ESO Plus or the DLC have to sit out for a few days, which, yeah, it's kind of a bit unfair and sort of pushing people to buy the product sort of thing, because obviously they're going to miss out if not, then they won't get their gold and silver keys. But at least everyone gets to do what they want to do, play the game how they want, and 4 keys is enough for anyone really. But obviously for people who want to get more, then they can always buy the DLC, get more keys, better chance of getting the new helmets and things. So it works well for everyone really. Another reason why I'm doing it is because there's going to be 17 new monster helmets. So yeah, that's quite a lot. Let's face it, you're going to need more than 2 keys to get all your monster helmets that you want. So I can understand why they've also raised it to 6 keys, that alone. So, but yeah, I'm not going to go into that too deep right now, because I will be making a video about the monster helmets soon, about what they do and how they work and how they look visually and stuff. So yeah, I'll also be doing another separate video about the armor sets alone, because well, I don't know the exact number, but I know there's going to be a shitload of them coming out, so I'll let you guys know about that as soon as I know. What I do know is that they're revamped a load of old armors, and there's going to be 3 different armor sets per zone. So you know how the Lich, it's the Lich set in Ordon. Basically, you know, you get that from dolmens, bosses, quests, dailies. What they're going to do is every zone, just to give you an idea of how many new sets there's going to be as well as the revamped ones, is there's going to be 3 per zone, and there's 5 zones per alliance, plus, well, you can go to every zone now, obviously being 1 Tamriel, you can travel anywhere, plus DLCs as well. So, and the fact that it's scaled to now makes it so much sweeter, so no more 140 gear. Another point I forgot to mention as well, with the new dungeon keys that you get from the Undaunted quests, what they're going to do is, for your gold, silver and bronze keys that you have left over, when they update, they're going to convert them into the new keys straight away, so they'll all be worth the same. So even if it's a bronze key or a silver key, it will still be worth the same key, so you might as well start saving up your keys now. They also said about fixing the lag issues in Cyrodiil, because last time, I'm sure you recall, when the Dark Brotherhood DLC came out, it was really bad, like unplayable. But they fixed it now. It's not so bad, but they're going to basically make improvements on that, so it's not so bad. They're also going to raise the caps for champion points, bringing it up to 561, which is always a good thing. Another thing that's already out on player test server is the weapon ultimates, and the way to unlock these ultimates are, whichever weapon skill you're using is to max it out to level 50, and then you automatically unlock the ultimate. Obviously you need to spend a skill point as well to unlock it, but yeah, I'm sure you already knew that. And just like any other skill, you can morph it when you level it up high enough. I'm not sure about the morphs right now, but I will make a video to show you about it. We're also going to have player dueling, which I'm sure everyone's been looking forward to. And the way this will work is like how in World of Warcraft you would duel. So you would walk around your normal areas, like your main cities or out in the middle of nowhere, and then you'd walk up to a player and then you'd challenge them, and then a flag would appear above their head and they choose whether to accept or decline. And if they accept, then rules are pretty simple. You just basically duel, and if you kill the other player, you win. I don't think you can bet on it or anything like that, but I do know that you don't need to use a soul gem to get yourself back up when you die from a duel. So say if you don't have a soul gem and you die, it's not a problem. You basically get a free resurrection. As for fighting in the main cities, I'm not sure if that's going to stick or not, depending on how many people duel in the cities. They might put a cooldown on it, on how often you can duel. Or if not, it might change it so you don't fight in cities, because if you're trying to just sort of walk around, chill out, do quests or something, or do some crafting or something. But if everybody's kung fu fighting, I can see them changing at the end. You will get a buff though in the dueling. I'm not sure if it's the same or similar to Cyrodiil, but you know, when you get the extra health and magicka and things, and you don't hit as hard as well, just to make the duels last longer. Daily quests will be added to the guild skill lines, like Undaunted, Fighters Guild and Mages Guild, which will basically give you reputation, which is the same thing as experience really. So for the Mages Guild, rather than running around looking for books, you can do the quests instead, which basically just give you experience and level it up quicker. Well, I say quicker, but more exciting than going around hunting books. So I'm not sure what the Fighters Guild will be doing for their quests. I mean, usually for the Fighters Guild it's kill Daedra, so I guess their quests will have something to do with that. And Undaunted, they're basically dungeon based, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just send you into a dungeon and say kill this boss or something and give you experience for it. But I don't really know, I'm just guessing, so we'll see what happens when it comes out. 2 new events will be added as well. In October we'll get the Witches Festival, which is kind of the same as, if you remember before, there was the quest we did where they give you the cake, and I think it's called the Jubilee cake, where basically they give you 100% extra experience, and it stacks with scrolls and potions and things, but you have to do a little quest to complete it. Basically it's the same sort of thing, where they give you quests, and Also, they're gonna add recipes and costumes that are exclusive to these events only. So I think you can buy and sell the finished product, like you know, the food that you make, but the recipes are bound, and so are the costumes as well. So I guess you'll have to wait a whole year to get it again, if it does come around again, because I know that these festivals are going to be repeated, but I don't know if it's going to be the same thing every year, but it's going to be based around the same thing. So obviously we've got the Witches Festival in October, but then in December we have I think it's called Festival of New Life. I could be wrong, I'm not sure about that, don't quote me, but the same rules apply, and for both of these as well you get achievements. Obviously achievements are always good, so there's quite a lot that add into it, as opposed to what they usually do, where you just get the cake and they go, you know, off you go. But you know, the Witch's Brew is going to give you the 100% bonus, and then there's going to be another one as well in December. I don't know what that's going to be called, but essentially it's the same thing where it gives you experience again. Last up we have the loot boxes for 400 crowns in the Crown Store. I'm not entirely convinced that it's worth it. I mean, 400 crowns, you don't even know what you're going to get. I mean, you could get something really good, but I mean, you could get utter shit, so... But they did say that you can get costumes and mounts, including ones which have already gone, like ones that have already been and gone, like the Dramothra mount, you know, the Sench. That one, that's pretty cool. It was 4,000 crowns, I believe. I mean, if you can get that for 400 crowns, that'd be really good, but I doubt that the drop rate is going to be very high to get something like that. They're probably going to give you a load of shit at first, like potions and things, and then end of the day it's a random drop, so you know, the RNG is probably going to be pretty bad on that. But you know, we'll see. I'm saying that now, but it might be really good. I doubt it, but we'll find out later anyway when it comes out. And that is everything, I think. Yeah, I think that's everything. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to see more videos like this, like and subscribe, and have a great day, and see you guys later. Peace.